All right, so just to make sure we know, Desmos talks us through how we can type like SQRT. But remember also, when I click on this box, I can click on the keyboard and get the Desmos keyboard up. There is a square root symbol here. So either we can type, I'm not saying you need square root on this problem, but you can type SQRT, and as soon as you hit the T, it shows up. But notice how it says enter a positive number. You can't square root negative numbers. It is impossible. This is where imaginary numbers come from. I hate the name imaginary numbers. It's not like my imaginary friend Bob who's over here, like making sure I don't have any typos or anything. Imaginary numbers exist. They're just in a different set that we don't normally talk about because they break the math that we normally do. So, all that to say, you'll learn that either next year or, you'll learn that in high school math, so either next year or freshman year, because you guys take high school math next year. All right, I'll be quiet while you guys work for a bit. Okay, I said that, and then I have one more thing to say. Sorry. Just so you guys know, because a couple kids have asked me, like, why the change? Like, why have we stopped doing paper homework? Like, what's the deal? And we talked about it yesterday, but you guys gotta know, this is really difficult for me. I would much rather teach. It's really hard to just it's like when your parents take the training wheels off your bike and they just let you go, and it's like, I hope they do okay. So I'm trying to let you guys work for a bit, but please read the directions of the different slides as you go. I like turtles. What? I'm going to start bringing fiber to school. We're chatting about how some people leave our classes for a very long amount of time. Yeah, if you guys don't believe us that we're always talking to each other, we're always talking to each other. But we're discussing how when people leave our classes for like over 10 minutes, it just makes me think, you need some help pooping. You need some more fiber. Eat some more fiber! Oh God, that's going to go on YouTube. You know, fiber's really interesting. If you don't have enough fiber, or you have too much, fiber just does what you need it to do, actually. If you guys don't know this for real, fiber, if you're pooping too much, fiber will like slow you down. If you're not pooping enough, fiber will help you go. No joke. If you're having poop issues, ask your parents about getting some fiber supplements. I'm not joking.
Or eat like 3 apples in a row.
Yeah, apples are high in fiber. Yeah. Bananas are really good for muscle cramps because they have a lot of potassium.
But doesn't potassium like
I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist. My wife would probably know, but do not Google it right now.
I literally wasn't Google.
And I'm on Dino, so I know what you guys are doing. Alright, since I totally distracted everyone talking about poop, let's talk about what we notice happening here, since I think most of us, a couple of us are on the slide before this. So if you want to bump to the next slide. What we've been noticing as we went through the slides is like this relationship that we haven't quite formalized yet between the side length of the square and the area of the square, or from the area of the square back to the side length of the square. Anyone want to try to formalize this and say what's happening?
So it's like the side length of the square is the square root of the area.
Ooh, so if the area is 55, the side length is square root of that. But then, what happens when they give us the side length?
Well, you would square it.
Ooh, because yeah, if we want to make a square and they give us the side length, then how do we square a number? Well, okay, you can make a square like geometrically, or do what? Multiply by itself, and 2.5 times 2.5 is what? 6.25. Now wait a minute. Man, never mind. I don't need to talk to you. You're fine. No, you're good. Keep going. You don't appreciate what?
I didn't.
So that terrible turtle is troublesome?
Yes.
Oh.
What's that called?
His name's Timothy, by the way.
Oh, it's Timothy the turtle.
Timothy the turtle.
Timothy the turtle is probably.
You're the bane of my existence right now.
Squirt? Yeah. Okay, we could name the turtle Squirt.
Oh yeah,
Squirt the turtle?
Squirtle. Squirtle.
Squirtle. Yeah.
Squirtle. The Pokemon.
I was like, I know that for some reason. Yeah, it's Pokemon. Squirrel.
Wait, let me see. Oh, that's Charizard. Stop being annoying.
You guys are lucky it's nearing the end of the year and I'm getting kind of sappy about it. Because if you want to argue Pokemon, argue Pokemon. That's fine.
That's not school. That's last year.
Guys, for real though, if you have a friend at school that you haven't exchanged contact info yet, of like you always see each other at school, make sure you start sharing like phone numbers and like how to get a hold of each other. You're gonna want to hang out with your Phoenix friends over summer. And I think Miss Hassani and Miss Hauer were thinking about planning some like group activity type things, like where you could come to school and hang out with your friends. Yeah, I think. Like, don't quote me. I know, because they're sweet. Okay, so let's talk about Squirtle. Look, he has feelings. You don't have to call him stupid all because you're struggling.
You can't
So-
walk on the line straight enough.
All right, so hold up.
I think Squirtle.
Hold up. Hold up. I don't know why I keep saying hold up. I could just do that. All right, so Squirtle here.
Nah.
So we know the side length of the square is the square root of the area. Because, guys, literally, you can call the edge of the square the roots of the square. That's what it is. But they don't give us the area here. It's because I just had classical music on this morning. Because Squirtle needs her Turtle's journey. It's like, I mean, imagine you have to go up on shore, lay your eggs, and just leave.
Responsibility.
Well, I know. You don't know they don't care.
Okay, no, but it's normal for them. If it was
No, but turtles
normalized for us
know.
to just leave our babies, we wouldn't be sad about it.
It's normal for
Somebody did that at Target like a few weeks ago.
it's normal in
You
Canada.
guys remember that kid was left in Target all night? I think what happened was the parents had met up there, and then like they both thought the other one had the kid because like the parents are separated. So they both went home thinking, oh yeah, the kid's with like the other person. The kid just hung out in
That
Target.
would be kind of
There are
fun, though.
worse places to be stuck all night, right?
Like a
Target's
bar.
got food, it's got games. Like
You're real for that. You're so real for that.
I'd be down to be stuck in it. All right, math.
Nah.
Focus. If we could figure out the area of this square, then we could figure out the edge length. I wonder how we could figure out the area of this square. Alex?
Technically, isn't all the sides are equally as turned as all the ones, so it's just a 25?
You're saying all these sides are turned? No, sorry, I'm trying to use a slant. So this side is parallel to that side, right? It's a square, they're parallel. So I think what Alex is saying is if I imagine cutting this off and dragging it over and flipping it around, couldn't I just put that part here?
Oh.
And couldn't I then take, so this is gone now, and then couldn't I take the, maybe I would have actually stopped here, made it like a right triangle, or if I didn't, then it would come up here. Play with this for a moment. See if you can figure out, I think we could at least take the top and drag it down, right? Because if I imagine taking the top part down, and then this, so if I took the top part off and drug it, I'm going to put this in Smartboard so I can actually drag things. Sure. I knew I threw that too hot. This looks familiar. That looks familiar.
I think you just have to, so for one triangle, so for the middle, which is just 16, multiply the triangle area by 4.
Brilliant. So, love what Alex said, but this did not get captured in the video because we're using Inkware, so I'm going to try to mimic what Alex just did. So if I want to do those triangles, get out of here. So this is a right triangle. I'm a little, I don't know how long this is
No,
though.
it's that is the point of the other triangle. So you're just laying
Oh, yeah. So Alex is saying, don't be like Mr. Hudson and think that you're doing the whole triangle. Don't be like Mr. Hudson and get distracted talking about children left at Target. So if I make a right triangle, because then the next right triangle gets that little point. So how do we find the area of a triangle? Oh, come on. How do we find the area of a triangle? Based on height divided by 2. I love your brains thinking Pythagorean theorem, but we don't even need that here. What's the base of this triangle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 5 times 1. So what's each of these? 2.5. So if you're getting mad at Squirtle, it's because it wants you to type in a square root number because those are more exact than the decimal numbers that you're guessing. I gotta figure out where I put your Desmo so I can unpause you. There it is.
There's so many tabs.
I know.
That's too many.
It's a personal problem. I'm working on it.
Just group your tabs. And then it's so much cleaner.
So you're supposed to square root.
Squirt. S-Q-R-T. Squirt.
Oh yeah.
Squirrel's so. Don't say it badly. He's so cute.
Like, that is pretty
Debatable.
Squirtle's cute. This is a
Nobody's got a cute.
Rowan, why'd you skip slide 8?
Especially to zoom in.
Yeah.
Is slide 10 required?
No, I didn't.
He looks like a piece of broccoli with a shell.
Did you move things around or anything? It doesn't show that you
They
did
were
it.
already moved in the right spots. I mean, here, I can like drag one down and back up.
Now I can see that you're on it. So now move off to like the next slide. Nope. Something is incorrect, Owen. Time to think.
Are you supposed to make a challenge on slide 7?
Oh, I think it's what it asks you to do, yeah.
That's an area, not a sideline.
Even if you're not on this one yet, I'm going to yank you to me for a moment.
Perfect.
I'm in charge. Yes, you're right, I am. So, only for a few more days. If we have the side length, we can figure out the area by squaring it, or what you guys hopefully learned from that table is when you square a square root. Like, what happens when we square square root of 55? To what? Yeah, we just take away the square root symbol because a square root times a square root, but they cancel out, right? It's like radical 55, that's another way to say square root. If I haven't said that enough, literally that symbol is the radical symbol. Radical 55 times radical 55 is 55. So, one of these, what's smaller than 55?
Not
The 50! Right? The 50 is smaller than the 55. So this, I think, is the smallest.
Yeah, it is.
And then wait, what about if the side length is 8? What's the area? 64. Okay, so it's not. So 55, then 64, and then 81. I know I've thrown a lot of Khan Academy at you guys. If you would like to jump to Khan Academy whenever you feel comfortable with this activity, we've got like 13 minutes left. You are welcome to make the jump over to Khan whenever you feel like it. except if anyone wants to try this challenge and wants to show off if you get it figured out. Like, you don't have to.
Right?
I don't know if I'm right.
I get like red.
You're going to talk about this one?
No, I want to try something.
But I don't want you to say things out loud because then you're going to like tell things to people that will help them. Yeah, so hang on to it for like a few minutes.
I'm just trying to solve it myself too. Prepare the dog's credit score for his cattle. What are you saying?
I know how many degrees are in a triangle, but do I know how many degrees are in quadrilaterals?
360.
Apparently, you do know how many degrees are in a quadrilateral. Now, it didn't tell me any of the triangle angles, and yet it did.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
it's magic. Oh.
It's thick.
No, it's not magic. It's math. Can anyone talk me through what I mean by they didn't tell us, but they did? Alex, because I told you to hang
I'm
on.
not particularly sure, but I just want to.
Well, hold on. Just the triangle. I don't want to go the whole way to the answer of X.
No, I get that.
Okay.
So if you're solving for just pi, then if I had to guess, you're taking the x and you're mirroring it to all these sides. Then you're doing 180 minus x.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You're already talking deeper than I want you to right now.
Oh,
If we only had the triangle, imagine we only have the triangle.
okay, it's equilateral.
What does that talk to them? But what does that tell us?
All of the same angles.
If it's equilateral, it's also equiangular. Fun word that does exist because equi means what?
Equal.
The equal, the same, right? These are equiangular, so each of these angles is a third of our 180. Or they're all 60 degrees. Dang, Gus.
Yeah, I think it just figured it out.
Gus is over here flexing. Look at this. Gus is over here flexing that he can draw. I don't even know how you could write these numbers with the little thing. Like, that's really difficult. Nice work. Oh, whatever, Desmos. Desmos says, we suggest you don't discuss this with your entire class because it's really difficult. And I'm paraphrasing, but no, we're good enough to do this. Lots of great drawings. Just going to show off different people's drawings. I anonymized just so we don't all have... And I'm not telling you whether these are right or wrong. Just really cool, different ways to think about stuff. What's up?
I just realized you can figure x in 2 steps, but I'm not gonna
I appreciate that.
Because I want other people to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm giving time. We'll talk about this at the very end. I just wanted to show off some of your guys' drawings. And if you don't do this, this is fine. Like, if you don't do this, you can do Khan Academy. That's totally fine. Oh, the 45. If you split this, since this is the center. Oh. So the 45 is talking about this angle in here? Interesting. Mr. Anderson. No, what's up?
So this is this an assignment or is this just like
If it has a due date, it is one that I have assigned. So is this the article? Yeah, you just had to go through and read the article.
oh, I should read this.
I mean, it's there to help you that you can refer back to it. But yeah, you can just hit next.
Oh, I've already
All it
done
really was to work through it.
Oh, okay. I've done everything else then.
It might want you to select an answer there. But
There's answers for like.
yeah, you're good.
Do I need to finish these questions then?
I mean, it would be great if you did because it would help you with your thinking.
Okay.
Oh, it's a kite.
Oh, no.
Did you say you just inhaled a metaphor?
Instead of just inhaled an apple and I weighed as much as a manager.
It's a mystery. Yeah.
Alright, I can't wait. I'm too excited. What could I do? And I want different people, not just one person to talk me through the whole thing. Gus, tell me one thing I could do.
And I split a line down the equilateral triangle first.
So Gus did this. Okay. So now, what did Gus, why do we think he did that? Who wants to jump in and pick?
Well, we know that all of the angles in the equilateral triangle are 60, and splitting it in half is 30.
Ew. Ooh, hold on. Let me catch up. So this is 30, because we split it in half. Anyone else want to jump in and help take the next? Amir? Mm-hmm. Y'all see it now? Like Dr. Smith says, if you don't know what to do, draw a line. Fill in an angle. Do anything. Drawing that line is like the linchpin that they're like, oh, I'm done.
I have a different method.
Sure.
So what I did was that. So that left.
Do you want a line or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that left side of the square, extended up.
So like this?
Extended up to the top. It won't exactly
Keep this line or get rid of this line?
No, I didn't do that.
So get rid of this line? Okay.
Since we know that top angle is 90 degrees because of alternate interior, it's gonna the angle below it is also 60 degrees. The angle below it is also gonna be 60 degrees. That there on the next to x, opposite of x.
I'm confused.
I think I understand.
This is 60.
Yeah.
Because of alternate interior, this would be.
But alternate interior only works when they're parallel. Like when we have two
Oh.
parallel lines.
Oh. So I'm being stupid, alright.
No, you're just figuring out what does and doesn't work. That's part of math. So if these lines were parallel,
So like, if I made them parallel, this one. If I
but like
yeah, but that would not.
I don't. But then that doesn't really. Yeah, then it doesn't line up with what we want. So good thought. Like good idea.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
his strategy would work, but in a different way than what you would apply. Can I try and label it and figure out?
You guys are welcome to be ignoring what we're doing. I'm just gonna leave the pens up here. You guys do what you want.
So you know this angle is 60 degrees.
Yes.
Well, I can't draw, but 60.
Well, it's
90.
also on highlighter.
Yeah.
So if you switch it back to the nice pen.
So 60 and 90. So essentially, we take 360, which is the total, of all the angles of a quadrilateral, and then
Now hold on a second though. Do we know that this and this are equal to each other? I don't know if we know. Like,
I think so. Yeah, because
but like, how do we know? I think so is great, but mathematically we need to know.
well, Gus's tactic uses this, which would be theoretically it would have to be perfectly straight for his tactic to work. So
I like what you're doing. We need to make sure that we know that those would be equal. So if we're not certain about that, I would advise taking a different route.
okay.
So guys, this is where like as you get deeper into math, sometimes you can go a route and like that might work, and like, but what if those aren't actually equal to each other? Well, then it falls apart. So like that could probably work,
And then
but there might be an issue.
Let's say theoretically they are identical. Then what I would have done is I would have taken 360 minus 60 plus 90, and then just take that divided by 2 to solve x.
Which I do believe they are equal. I just don't know if we can prove that those two angles are equal, but I think they are. And I bet there would be a way to prove it. And I like what you said about if Gus's line goes perfectly through. But alright, it's time to go to lunch. Have a great day, guys. What's up? We can keep talking math. I'll be here. I stay
I
here.
can't prove it, but I thought the easier way was that we already know that it looks like a kite, sort of.
Yeah, like this part.
Yeah, and we already know that one angle is 60 degrees and one
Yeah.
angle is 90 degrees.
Yeah.
So that is straight.
That's what Alex just said.
Actually, we can prove that this is equal to that, like if we're able to draw a line straight through it, the height is just 2 times.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
This has to equal this.
And now you're thinking in math proofs. Because what a math proof is you set up. You literally set up statement, reason. So how you just discussed that is a mathematical proof of, well, if this, then we can say that. And then if this, then we could say, I love that you guys are you're getting ready for high school math. So exciting. What's up, Amir?